Riv on the red side.
Thank you very much, gents. Great first cast on the day. I am joined by Nian of Teammate, getting their first win here on the summer split. I got to ask you, man, how does it feel to be back?
Feels good, man. Feels good.
What's it like being on the stage? It seems like there were some nerves right in the beginning of the first few weeks, but then you start to kind of shake those off. A few mistakes in this game, but still the victory. What has kind of been the process of ironing all that out?
Yeah, last week I was just really out of my element. I just played like way worse than I normally do. So I'm happy that I could play a lot better today and hoping to keep that trend going for the next few weeks.
And what's kind of been your transition now back into the professional scene? Like, what have you kind of level up once again, or has it kind of been hard getting back into it?
It's been kind of hard. I think all the AD carries in NA are like super good right now. Like Core JJ, for example, really, really good player. He usually owns me in scrims, so it's really good practice to play against all these really great AD carries. So glad to be here, glad to play.
Right on. Final question for you so you can get out of here. What are you doing finally to level yourself up to help Teammate continue with these victories?
I'm just trying to do my best, like make good shot calls and just try to have a really good game, not feed in the early game like I did last week. So just trying to make it to the mid to late game, team fight really well, and just hope for the best.
A lot of weight on your shoulders, man. Best of luck in the rest of the season. Congrats on the win. We're going to throw it over to the analyst desk to break down Teammate's victory.
Thank you, Riv. First win there picked up for Teammate. Very big for them, especially given the fact that they are going to be losing Slushy after this week. Though, let's kind of figure out how exactly they came up with this win, because we saw a lot of early aggressive moves there, especially made by Porpoise early on, which we hadn't seen in the first couple weeks of play this summer split.
Yeah, they had a really good early move at the top turret, able to get that 3-kill lead. They also got the objective lead from it, catching Rek'Sai while she is using tunnels in the jungle and able to press them and shove them off of the turret. That was a really good start for them. However, in the mid game, a lot of good plays, from Enemy and some, oversights from Teammate allow Enemy to get back in this game, using Echo, using a lot of those vision plays as well.
Yeah, and that top lane dive actually put Cali Trolls ahead, so he was in a point where he's shot calling from ahead, and it set up this Hecarim that has TP Smite, so he just starts snowballing, and Flares was pretty much a non-factor this game. You never saw a team fight where he jumped in with a Mega Gnar ready to go, so he wasn't on the same page as his team, and they weren't ready for a lot of those engages. So he was like, just faded away.
Yeah, Jab mentioned the kill participation of that Hecarim. Really great kill participation across the board, though, for Teammate. I want to hit back on the point that you brought up, Kobe, which was a couple of those mid-game falters. We're going to bring up the replay 8.5 minutes into the game. Watch a little bit of Echo play here in NA. Inox, the first person to pull it out. Take it away.
Right. So at this point, Enemy are working with a fairly big deficit because of that top turret action that went down. However, this is one of the reasons why I really like seeing the new champions picked up immediately. Not only does it take a long time to learn how to use the champion, but also how to play against the champion. Let's roll the clip here and we'll see that Teammate, they don't respect the W. Echo really amplifies this new champion effect because of the timing delays on his abilities. He gets the double stun there and doesn't even stick on those targets. He runs immediately towards the back line, looking for extra kills, allowing his team to clean up those ones, having the faith in them.
The flash here.
Yeah, beautiful flash there to be able to get that Q as well. So I really like to reward players, like Inox, that want to pick up the new champion as soon as it's available, and they get to use those slight edges because the enemies, they're not used to looking for the animation of the W kick. It's got a really long activation time, so you can work around it. As people get more and more used to it, we'll see them play around it better.
Yeah, and as the parallel convergence was coming down, his time winder, the Q, had already hit Nian twice. So
yeah,
when he
exactly.
jumped in, he got the movement speed bonus and then was like, all right, you guys handle Nian, I'm going to rush.
I'm running for the hills.
Exactly.
We're making a comeback, and it's starting right now.
And we've also talked a lot about what lanes he would show up in, top, mid, jungle. Shows up in the mid lane here in the first game, but I do also want to look at build paths because pro players are throwing out a lot of different options. You hear a lot of discussion on Twitter. Everyone thinks there's a better build. We saw that Morellonomicon Lucidity Boots cooldown build for Echo this time around.
Yep, I definitely think CDR and Mono Regen's the way to go on him at the moment. I see a lot of solo queue where it's like Luden's Echo, Lich Bane. It's like you need some CDR behind that because the base cooldowns of his ability is just kind of in the mid-high range.
Exactly. I just think it's more reliable having the cooldown reduction because you can get those combos off a lot easier. The thing is, there's definitely importance. You still want to go for Ludens and Lich Bane. Those are very good because the whole point is to have this bursty front end damage to get them to the 30% threshold then you've got this amazing execute passive built in, and you can clean somebody up. If you try and rush that, it's a lot more risky of a build. You can snowball way harder, though, in the mid-game while people have, less defensives. But it's just, I feel like that's too risky for pro play, especially.
All right, now I want to skip a little bit further into the game, switch back over to Team 8. We're going to go 29 minutes in. 4-for-1, that nets them Baron. This was a huge turning point here for Team 8.
Yeah, this was enemy really setting up some picks around the Baron and trying to bait it out. But what ends up happening is they end up baiting themselves, because as we roll this clip out, you're going to see they throw everything at the tanks in the tank line, and they start soaking the damage when Nien and Slushie are both very vulnerable off on the side. So you're going to see everybody jumps in here. The parallel convergence is down. It's like, all right, Porpoise gets stunned, throw everything on him. But look at Slushie and Nien. They don't have a tank line near them, and the TP comes up on top. So you see Flares, this is the time that he jumps into the fight. And he's like, oh, I nard the wall. He doesn't hit anybody in this fight. He goes after Nien to try and zone him. But on the left side, Inox is blowing everything on Porpoise and Cali Trolls. So it ends up being a 4-for-1 after the chase down, because the damage dealers, where we have an Azir and a Jinx, and they are untouched. That is how those champions want to play League of Legends, is just completely from the back line.
Yeah, the team comp there from Team 8 was just beautiful. They had so many threats from all three of their solo lanes, and a Smite TP Hecarim is even more snowbally than the regular Ignite TP Hecarim. So when he had a good start, Cali Trolls is going to be a huge, huge factor.
All right, well, great win there for Team 8 to kick off their week 3. Of course, today's games are already delivering with Echo Play. Coming up next, we've got a battle for first place between Team Solo Mid and Team Dignitas. We'll be right back after this.
That's the kind of stuff that I don't want to hear up here. I don't give a crap about that. Give a crap about this game that we're playing right now. And we're going to win.
Right, meow.
He's got to get right back out of this one. And in comes Hecarim. The cavalry has arrived. He's knocked down. Flares. The chase still coming. Slushie wants a lot to do.
We win this. We win this. We win this. We win this.
And he
No.
Kill
Go
back on body. Go on her. Go on her. Inox.
Let's go, baby!
Slushie will get chunked pretty hard by Inox. They're going for Cali Trolls now. Trashy is gonna be the first one knocked down. A double kill. Here's the response. Can they stop the game in time? Slushie diving in. A fear from Cali Trolls. The first win of the split for Team 8.